Welcome back to the van build. In our last video, you watched us build and install all the cabinet bases for both our lower cabinets and our overhead cabinets in the van. Today we're going to be finishing these cabinets and getting them road ready. That means doors and drawers and countertops. I am optimistic that this will be easier than building the cabinet bases, but I don't know that. And I'm always optimistic, and I'm usually wrong. I'm going to start with some easy stuff, like putting some shelves in our sink, kitchen, door cabinet here. So my game plan with this cabinet is to do shelves rather than drawers and give us some flexibility. We're not doing a gray tank under the sink. We're just going to have a sink basin that can pack away and sits on top. So we can fill it with water and dump it out. We might even do a metal one day so you can take it off and put it on the stove and heat it up to have hot water for doing dishes. I'm going to do shelves on both sides. And then I'm going to set, we have these sort of standard size storage bins that we've been using while camping. And that seems really versatile. I'm just going to try and make shelves that fit this size. And then this side will be a little bit interesting because we travel with a Berkey water filter, and it's pretty big when it's all put together. But it's only about 9 inches in diameter. So for the shelves on this side, I'm actually going to have a base shelf, and then the middle one is actually going to cut around. It'll be like a half shelf. We can nest the Berkey in the front and still have storage beside it and around it. It looks like these bins are 7 inches tall. So I'm going to go for a 7.5 inch spacing, so there's not a lot of room for them to flop around, but there's plenty of room to slide them in and out. The scrap wood pile is getting pretty deep, so I'm no longer buying any new materials and really just going to my scraps. I'm moving on to the cabinet on the far side. We have the passenger van extended E350. That has a rear AC and heat unit, and it's a big bulky thing that runs down the driver's side and the back, and it's a whole pain in the ass to remove because it's connected to the front system and there's like refrigerant hoses going back and forth. It's also going to be kind of nice when we're driving through the desert, you know, in our big rig and our RV. Sometimes like we're chilling with cabin AC up in the front. Henry's like 5 feet behind us and sweating his butt off. It's getting built into these cabinets so that it's out of the way, and my idea is to use this 3-inch dryer hose as ducting for it. I need to run it behind those cabinets, and then I have a spot on that cabinet where this will come out the face, kind of behind the Henry seat, right by the refrigerator. So this is one of the outlets for the AC here. It comes out of the top, and then the heat one actually comes out much closer to where we want it to go. And the question is whether or not I can get these to fit through this gap right here. And it's looking like the answer is no. This is sketchy. Yes. Okay. Now, admittedly, I haven't really thought about how I'm going to interface that with the actual AC unit. The sophisticated proper way would be to like build a plenum box for the 3-inch flange that somehow is custom fit to that, but I think we're going to go with duct tape. By the way, I said duct tape, but I mean real duct tape, like air duct tape, not like, you know, duct brand general purpose repair tape. And there it is. I'm sure there's some HVAC guys in the comments ready to rip me a new one. Go for it. Let loose. I've made a mockery of your trade. Couldn't really film that because I needed to use the GoPro as a doorstop. I'm gonna go turn the rear fan on and see how lossy my stuff is. Rear fan, low speed. How'd we do? Well, we have airflow. We definitely have air flowing. Little leakage right here in the front. Honestly, that's not bad, guys. Look at it go. That took a lot of trial and error, but I've got our ducts installed. That's been a big goal with the layout all along, was to preserve that rear HVAC unit. We're back. Drawers first. No. Doors first, then drawers. Should I do that? Yeah, because the drawers are made of thin strips, so I can make that out of anything. Doors first, then drawers. Alright, so off camera I got all of the drawer faces and doors cut for our cabinets. I also took some time to do a test fit with our hinges for the cabinet doors that I got in order to figure out my offsets. It took me a while to get this dialed in. I'm going to use this piece to make myself a little jig for the rest of my doors. A straight board that you butt your cabinet door up against. And then this one's going to overlap it. I'm just going to nail that in place, and then you slide your door in, slide your hinge up against it, screw it in. Perfect placement every time. Overheads are all hinged up. I also just did my first door panel that hangs from the side. I don't have any reason to believe that a side hang door panel should behave any differently, but I do want to go ahead and just test fit one on my cabinet before I drill out the other three. Well, that's a tight fit. Look at this. Okay, lots of finessing because there's not a lot of adjustment on the hinge itself. You know, more expensive cabinet hinges, you got lots of little dials in the hinge after it's mounted to, you know, just the angles and stuff. But it's a budget operation here. They're not perfect, but I've got good gaps between them. They're mostly level. Yeah, I'm happy. Should be like 36?
37.
37.
And a half.
Okay.
4 3/4. Okay.
You say I should journal every day, but I don't. You say if I write things down, then I'll know myself better. Probably you won't. I know that there is something I should do.
And maybe go against the side so you can like. That was stressful. It's like when I drilled the hole in the van. You just buy nice shit and then you tear it up and hope that you're good at it. Hey, that looks pretty good. Sweet. What do you think?
Yeah, that's perfect.
What do you want to do with the trunk?
I don't know.
We don't have room to carry this much dead foam.
No, that's just trunk.
Sorry, Chunk. We'll make it a home pillow.
Yeah, I can use pillow at home. I was saying the mattress might come forward.
Oh, I bet it will. Oh, it's like right on it. POV. You're sleeping in our van coffin with us. It's not that bad when you see it in context. It's right there.
Yeah.
What do you think of the bed?
It's good. I need to sew it up. I'm really excited about the sheets we got today.
In like a good way,
This
I think.
is so small for us.
Yeah.
So close.
Not a king size.
We don't touch.
We have separate blankets at home.
We don't touch while we
There's
sleep.
not gonna be room to have blankets. Huh? It's really hot.
It's very humid.
Like coming or going? I can
Going.
never tell with this thing.
It's going. You can't feel it.
Where's the I can't see. Is that it? That's way better. Okay. Well, we dry fit the bed. Paige still gotta sew it. We're shooting on an iPhone.
You guys are on the ceiling.
Yeah.
And you're this close to it.
POV. You're our coffin bed
How
ceiling.
are we gonna get cute?
Is it like a what's that show with
Shots.
Jermaine in it? What We Do in the
What is
Dark, where they were.
Oh, the vampires.
I think they had like camera angles from inside the coffin, looking at their faces.
We
and it
should
was
watch
like
that
this.
as market research
Yeah.
or whatever.
All right, the next step on the cabinet build is to put our magnetic door latches in, and I figured I'd do that from home. Get out of the shop a bit.
This is half of the mattress. It has 2 layers of cover. One of them is like sealed up on it. Have you guys watched our vlogs from our trip in our RV? I guess it was last summer, the Yellowstone trip. Pretty sure that's when we cut the mattress apart on the road and I sewed the seam together very much like this. Every time I'm going like in my head, can you see it? Can you see it? Can you see it? I think of Grace Helbig. She used to do that on her YouTube channel. Okay, now you can see that that's all sewn up nicely. Okay, this gray piece is the panel that we just sewed in. There's just some scrap fabric I had. A little, oops. I had a zipper pull that fit this zipper laying around, so the second mattress, zip removable.
All right, my drawer hardware came in the mail today, so I can finally build and install our 3 drawers that go in the cabinets. Now look, there's a lot of ways to build drawers, some of which are very complicated. I'm keeping it very simple. I'm building a box, and then I'm just gonna put a 1/4-inch panel on it, and I'm just gonna glue and nail the 1/4-inch panel to the bottom. You can cut dados, slots, all kinds of stuff like that, but we're going for simple in this build. This is simple.
tell me I'll never get it. I guess I'm past the point of trying to fit in.
All right, I finally got that figured out. It took a lot of finesse and I couldn't figure out why my drawer was binding up. It's still kind of binding up a little bit, but we got it. That's good enough for overlanding.
I don't care.
Oh, we've got drawers, everybody. We got it all worked out. It's a drawer. I couldn't find a soft close in this size. This is gonna be so nice to have this much storage in the rig, man. I'm excited about it.
I'm here this morning to start painting. We purposefully bought a cheaper grade of plywood for all of the lower cabinets, knowing that we wanted to paint them white. So I'm taping things off a bit. There's some kind of inaccessible things I'm a little unsure of, so I'm just going to start up here where I know I can reach what I'm trying to do.
Okay. What's it called?
The pink color?
Yeah.
White dove.
White dove. I put
Looks really nice.
a 1/4" shim behind this one. Yeah, totally. We're in. Let's make some countertops. Paige and I originally talked about doing like butcher block countertops in the van, and we went to Home Depot and looked at the like ready-made butcher block, and it was going to end up costing us over $500 to get enough to do the countertops in the rig. And we're nearing the end of this build and budget's running thin. We decided that we would prefer to just go ahead and make our own plywood countertops. I've done some of these at home, not in our kitchen, but in like a built-in cabinet situation. And I'm just gonna double up 2 sheets of 3/4" plywood. It's gonna look nice. We're gonna put several layers of polyurethane on it. And like even buying the expensive, nice plywood that has a good looking veneer on it, it's gonna cost us like, I don't know, it's like less than $150 worth of plywood going into this. So big cost savings. Let's do it. This is the content you guys subscribed for. Watch one tiny man try and move 4x8 sheets of plywood. And we just, at this point, start praying to the nail gun gods that we don't cut through a nail. rough countertops. I think they look nice. I like plywood. Okay. Look at that. I'm going to cut some like face material, face trim that goes around the front side and actually all the way, all four sides of the kitchen cabinet because you can see it from the outside. And I'm going to cut that from a very similar red maple that's actually kind of sentimental to me. It's some wood that I pulled out and salvaged from our old office at my company, from our podcast studio, something I had built as a handrail that we use to mount our microphones to. So hopefully I've got enough. I'm gonna start cutting that down to 1.5 inch thickness, which matches the 1.5 inch thickness of our countertops. And I'm gonna glue and nail that to the front, get it all nice and flush, sand it down, and then we'll finish it. There's an old saying in carpentry that I love: never measure what you can mark. We're gonna live by that philosophy for this space frame. Check out how awesome that looks, guys. Now you might be asking, Casey, aren't you going to miter these corners? Why would you be asking that? I'm not operating that level. We don't have time for that. I'm just going to wipe them down with a little water, get the dust off so we can kind of see the grain. That's going to be awesome. All right, I'm calling it for the night. I'm gonna come back tomorrow. For now, I'm just gonna go put them in there and stare at them for a minute. Alright guys, the countertops are in and they look so good. That's it for this video. We've still got a lot of loose ends to tie up. We're going to be doing a lot of finishing touches in the next video. And it's going to pain me to cut a hole in this countertop and run plumbing through it, but it is the next step. So if you want to see how this ends and get the final look at this van before we hit the road, be sure to subscribe. That'll be our next video. And here before too long, we're going to be on the road. Can't believe how good these countertops came out. I'm really, really happy. Someone made a comment that plywood countertops were redneck engineering. This is my rebuttal. I mean, it may be redneck engineering, but it looks really good. Thanks for watching, guys. We'll see you in the next one.